Hello, and welcome to my life skills presentation. My name is Maddie, and my topic is staying active after surviving a stroke. So to get started, some of my objectives here are recognize and understand the benefits of staying active and healthy, identify various approaches to stay active after surviving a stroke, and distinguish between healthy and bad exercise habits. So first things first, I want to preface by saying get cleared by your doctor before you decide to try any physical activity. Stroke survivors should undergo a complete medical history and physical examination before beginning any type of exercise program or exercise. Special adjustments might be needed, such as handrails or harnesses, for exercise equipment, depending on what you're wanting to use and what you're wanting to do. And also, your daily exercise activities should be based on your stage of recovery and your overall physical limitations and abilities. It also can depend on your environment, social support, and what physical activity you should enjoy, because you shouldn't go out and do any type of physical activity that you don't look forward to or that you don't like. It's so important to get out and get your body moving and engage in different exercises, and especially different exercise programs are really good to get into, and flexibility and balance are crucial, especially after surviving a stroke. But again, I want you to make sure to get cleared by your doctor, just so rather be safe than sorry. Next, what is physical activity? So the definition of physical activity is defined as all human movement produced by the action of skeletal muscle that substantially increases energy expenditure. So physical activity is kind of the umbrella term, and exercise falls under physical activity. So gardening, most people don't think of it as an exercise, but let me tell you, when you get to gardening and it goes on for a while, and especially considering what you're doing while gardening, it is a physical activity, and we'll talk about later on, it can be defined as exercise too. Exercise, on the other hand, is a subset of physical activity that is planned, structured, and repetitive, and is performed deliberately with intention of improving physical fitness. So here we have a picture of two individuals lifting weights. That's one type of exercise. There's various different ways to exercise: aerobic exercise, strength training, and that's something we'll also get into a little bit later on. But again, physical activity is the umbrella term, and exercise is more of specific and planned different things that you do. Some key factors of physical fitness include cardiorespiratory fitness and muscle and strength and power, like we talked about, and these determine our capacity to perform and tolerate physical activity. So why is staying active important? I'm sure you all have been told why it's important, that you should be doing it, but just to reiterate, that being active is one of the best things you can do for yourself and your health, especially after surviving a stroke. The guidelines recommend that stroke survivors engage in 20 to 60 minutes of aerobic exercise, such as walking, and this can take place 3 to 7 days per week. And the exercise also can be done in intervals. So if you want to do 20 minutes of exercise throughout the day or a 20-minute walk, you can do 10 minutes of the walk in the morning and 10 minutes of the walk in the evening. And all of this, staying active, can help reduce the risk of recurrent stroke, so another stroke happening. There's about an estimated 700,000 people in the US that experience a stroke annually, and about 1/3 of those are recurrent strokes, so people who have already had strokes before. Strokes can reduce the ability to exercise and can also have depression linked with it, which can suppress the motivation to exercise. And these problems kind of create a vicious cycle, and which makes you not want to do anything and will decrease your activity and greater exercise intolerance. And this will lead to secondary complications, and the secondary complications can include cardiorespiratory fitness, muscle atrophy, so your muscle decreasing in strength and size, osteoporosis, and impaired circulation to the lower extremities. What are the benefits of staying active? I could go on and on, but I'll try to keep it short. So some benefits of staying active is that it's a natural mood lifter and it promotes a positive outlook. It can relieve stress, anxiety, depression, and anger. And I try to explain it as after you work out, there's that feel good sensation. And I think of it as a happy pill, but there's no side effects to it. And most people notice that they feel better over time as physical activity becomes a regular part of their lives. It also keeps you physically fit and able. And without regular activity, your body kind of slowly loses its strength, stamina, and overall ability to function properly. It's like the old saying, you don't stop moving from growing old, you grow old from stopping moving. So that just kind of reiterates the importance of staying active and keeping your body moving and your blood flowing. Exercise also increases muscle strength, which can in turn increase your ability to do other physical activities and things that you want and need to be able to do. It also boosts your energy, helps you fall asleep faster and more soundly, improves your self-image and self-confidence, and it also helps you spend more time outdoors. I recommend get outdoors as much as you can. If you're going for a walk, take the walk outside, find a flat surface, somewhere that you feel comfortable walking around. Just being outdoors also increases your overall mental health while you're trying to increase your physical activity. These are some more benefits of staying active, and moving more can reduce your risk of another stroke in these various ways. So it slows the clogging up of your arteries, keeps your heart healthy, lowers your blood sugar, stabilizes blood sugar or lowers your blood pressure, reduces cholesterol in your blood. And if you make changes to your diet, exercise can also help with weight loss. But we're going to be talking a lot about goals throughout this presentation. And I think that losing weight, it's great if you need to, but I don't think it should be an end all be all type of goal. I think that your goals should be something more set to physical things that you want to be able to do, instead of your overall goal being, I want to lose 10 pounds, because then it's just this ongoing thing, and it's kind of addictive. And I just think goals that are set to increase your quality of life are much better than that specific goal. But staying active can also reduce fatigue. You might need to plan some extra time in, and moving more can improve your energy levels. So as you're working out, make sure that you have those set intervals that, hey, this is my rest break. And then moving can improve your muscle strength and can make you feel less tired. And it also can improve your independence and recovery. So you can gain more independence through being active, because you're moving and using the parts of the body in a new and different way. You can practice your various motor skills like walking, lifting things, and using your hands while you're exercising. And these can all make you more able to carry out your daily tasks, and can help you out with things like dressing and cooking and traveling and other things that you want to be able to do. It also can help reduce pain, and by staying mobile, it will help with long-term pain. It reduces muscle stiffness and improves well-being. But choose an activity that is safe for you. Again, that is safe in your own physical abilities, and know your own limitations. And then here are some benefits of exercise on mental health. It reduces stress, it can increase well-being, boost brain power, increase confidence. There's just endless benefits to it. So a lot of people ask, how do I get moving? I haven't been moving in a while. I haven't done any sort of exercise or being active. What do I do to get started? Well, my biggest pointer is to start slowly and then build up as you go. So don't try to do too much all at once. Everyone is different. Everyone has different abilities, and you need to discover what works for you. And over time, you can add more movement into your daily life at home or wherever you are. And whether you're seated, walking, alone, or in a group, you can find new ways to be active. But for sure, you would rather start slow and build up than just start huge and then never want to do it again. Again, you want to plan in those rest breaks between your activities or certain times of day. If you know that there's a certain time of day that you get fatigued or tired, maybe plan your workout for a different time of the day. So then you're able to keep going and to get through that activity. And also, if you have fatigue, rest is very important, and set yourself an achievable goal. And if we set goals that are achievable, you're more likely to feel successful and keep on going. You don't want to set a goal that it's so hard to reach, and then you're just like, I'm not going to reach it, so you stop. Set goals as stepping stones to get to where you want to be. Also, try new activities. Find activities that make your heart beat a little bit faster, get your blood flowing a little bit more. You don't have to carry on for a long time. A 10-minute burst of activity several times a day goes a long way. And maybe try timing yourself vacuuming, and then the next time you set a time that's a couple minutes less than that time. And not only is vacuuming a physical activity, you're also getting your house clean. So it's a win-win situation. And then, like we talked about before, gardening tasks, it can be exercise. If you plan it and plan specific movements into gardening, or any activity that you enjoy, outdoor recreational activities like that. You go into it and you're like, hey, I need to work on my fine motor skills with my fingers. I want my grasp to be stronger. So weeding, digging, and planting, that can build strength and improve your skills using your hands and fingers. So for the smaller weeds, try to pinch your fingers together to get the weeds, to increase your hand strength. With the bigger weeds, do a full grasp, get your affected extremity incorporated into these tasks. So honestly, anything can be a physical activity or planned exercise, which is awesome. And if you can walk outdoors, it's a great way to get moving. You can build up distance. If you're trying to get to the mailbox and it fatigues you, one of your goals could be, I want to get to the mailbox, grab the mail, and not feel like I'm so out of breath at the end of it. Again, go at your own pace, find something that works for you, goals that work for you. And you can add in different activities throughout the day that help you become more physically active. So climbing up stairs is a great way of getting your heart working. Again, I know it's only if it's safe for you and your physical abilities, but if there's that time that there's an escalator and then there's the stairs right next to it and you're like debating on what one you want to go to and you choose the escalator, that's the time to be like, I want to work on building up my stamina. I should try this. Again, only do it if it's in your physical abilities. Here are some types of aerobic exercise, some lower impact aerobic exercises. This includes swimming, cycling, using an elliptical. I don't recommend ellipticals. I think they're a little bit dangerous and they're hard to get on and off of. But walking, rowing, and then some higher impact aerobic exercises include running, jumping rope, and performing high impact routines or step aerobics. Some benefits of aerobic exercise. Well, first, aerobic exercise So this provides cardiovascular conditioning and also improves it. The term aerobic actually means with oxygen, and that means that the breathing controls the amount of oxygen that can make it to the muscles to help them burn fuel and move. Your muscles need oxygen while you're working out, while you're doing physical activity. So if what you're doing makes you completely out of breath and just not feeling good, then maybe rethink, maybe I should slow it down, maybe I should decrease the weight, whatever you're doing. It also decreases risk of heart disease, lowers blood pressure, increases the good cholesterol, helps to better control blood sugar, assists in weight management or weight loss, improves lung function, and decreases heart rate. Some benefits of strength training is it helps develop strong bones. So by stressing your bones, strength training can increase bone density and reduce the risk of things like osteoporosis. Again, it can manage your weight or help you lose weight. Shouldn't be necessarily one of your goals, but if it's something that happens and it's healthy for you, it is a benefit. It can enhance your quality of life, and so can aerobic exercise also. It can protect your joints from injury, and building muscle can also contribute to better balance and may reduce your risk of falls. And this can increase your independence as you age. And then it also can help manage chronic conditions such as arthritis, back pain, obesity, heart disease, depression, diabetes, things like that. It also can sharpen your thinking skills. There is some research out there that suggests that regular strength training and aerobic exercise may help improve thinking and learning skills in older adults, which I think is amazing. Here are some types of strength training. I want to preface this by saying I don't think you should do strength training until you've mastered maybe some other abilities, like maybe some aerobic exercises and whatnot. I definitely think that if you are going to strength train, you need to start out with only using your body weight, and especially to try to use smaller movements in a pain-free range. So if you're hearing cracking coming from all sorts of different places, or there's sharp pains, I think you need to take a step back. Again, reevaluate. If you haven't asked your doctor, now's the time to for sure ask them and be like, I am in pain while I'm doing X, Y, and Z. Should I be doing this? And just reevaluate the situation. And again, you can do fewer repetitions and rest more if you need to. Again, stroke survivors often have muscle weakness, so it's recommended to strength train with light weights or resistance that allows at least one set of 10 to 15 repetitions. So say you're using a machine that flexes your arms up and you pull them back down. So if you can do that 10 to 15 times and you're okay after that, that is great. If you can't do it 10 to 15 times, then you're not using the correct weight. You might be using too much weight, and you need to decrease that weight so you can comfortably do 10 to 15 repetitions. And especially with neuroplasticity, the more you do something, the more repetitions you get, the better. So you would rather have more repetitions and less weight than more weight and less repetitions. Strength training can be done 2 to 3 days per week and should include trying to get at least 8 to 10 different muscle groups and different exercises into those training days. The body is less flexible after stroke, especially, and this can make raising your arms, moving your legs, and performing various activities more difficult. So this is when you should maybe hone in on do more stretching and flexibility training before aerobic or after strength training sessions on those 2 to 3 days a week, because that will help get your muscles warmed up, get your body ready to know, hey, we're going to be doing some different exercises, and just stretching those muscles out especially is really good. Okay, so get back to it. Types of strength training: body weight. This is when you're doing exercises with little to no equipment. You're just using your body weight to go through the exercises. Resistance tubing. This is also, you can also use TheraBand for it. Resistance tubing just means kind of those tubes that have the handles at them, and you can do various different kind of arm exercises with them. But TheraBand is also a set of this, and it's inexpensive, lightweight, and it also provides resistance. So it's really good. If you've mastered some body weight, some active range of motion in your arms and legs, I recommend going to resistance tubing or TheraBand before you think about the rest of what's on this list. Next up, we have free weights. Again, this includes barbells and dumbbells, but this isn't my favorite thing because it is hard to manipulate the weights, and especially when you have an affected extremity, it's just a little more unsafe of a way to get some strength training in. I definitely would not do it by yourself, and have a spotter or someone there to help you out. Weight machines, I like these more in the aspect of it's a lot more controlled. The weight is just right there. You choose what weight you want. You're able to go at your own pace, and the weight, if you let go, just goes back to where it was. It doesn't fall on you. There's no risk of getting hurt through that essence. The only problem is a lot of weight machines are hard to get on and off of. So if your mobility isn't the best, I wouldn't recommend trying to get on and off these machines when you're putting yourself at risk getting on and off them. So the risk outweighs the benefit when your mobility doesn't match up with what the benefit would be of using that machine. And then there's cable suspension training, and this is just another option. You suspend part of your body, such as your legs, and there's a cable that connects to it. So it's important to find what works best for you. Everyone's completely different. The impact of your stroke is unique to you, and you'll have your own reasons for wanting to get active. You'll set your own goals and find your own motivation. And like we talked about before, if you have difficulty walking, getting moving might be one of your main goals after a stroke. And you might want to start doing more things independently, like shopping or traveling. So your end goal doesn't have to be you want to lift X amount of weight. Your goal can be more activities of daily living inspired, which I think they should be. And that will improve your overall quality of life. Set your own goals, go at your own pace. Some effects of stroke can make it harder to be active, like some balance problems, shoulder pain. So again, going within your own physical limitations, and find that support. And you can find out what you can and can't do, and you'll find things you enjoy. Whatever your individual abilities are, you can try increasing your current level of activity. And a small amount goes a long, long way. So again, just find what's best for you and what works for your conditions. Here we have some evidence-based practice. This was a study, and the purpose of the study was to evaluate the physical and psychosocial effects of an 8-week community-based functional exercise program, and it was in a group of individuals with chronic stroke. So that means that they have had their stroke for at least 6 months, if not more. There's 25 subjects in it, and the results show that there was improvements from the exercise program, and these improvements were found for all of the physical measures, and these effects were retained 1 month post-intervention. So it was still showing effects 1 month after they did the program. The conclusion shows that a short-term community-based exercise program can improve and retain mobility, functional capacity, and balance, and result in a demonstrable impact upon the performance of activities and abilities that were considered meaningful to the subjects. So in this specific study, their abilities that were measured were what was considered meaningful to them. So again, it didn't have to be some crazy weightlifting goal. It was a goal that was very meaningful to them and what their specific abilities allowed them to do. I want to end with this little quote. It says, "The secret of your success is found in your daily routine." So again, just finding those different times that you can get out of your comfort zone, find times that works for you. And overall, if you're moving more, that is good. And fit those times into your schedule, have those realistic goals, and you'll just see great improvements in your physical health and your mental health. Thank you so much for watching today.